Hey guys and girls and golden Ordo oldies, welcome to the Ordocast, episode 4. This is Pixel Pile. So the big event is over and E3 offered us a lot of info, glimpses into new titles, gave us a lot of hype and great footage, and as always more questions than answers. Hopefully you'll found something to spark your interest and have your wallets and credit cards weeping for the pounding they're going to take in the future. Since E3 is over, it's been a slow news week across the board, but I'll give you what I have and we'll see where it takes us. So we jump to our first section, which this week is not the shout box, but rather the awards and promotions, and the list is huge. It's extensive. So I'll call out a few of them, and there will be a link to the awards and promotions thread, and you can click on that for the full list. So just to name a few who received awards: Inukatsu, Aphavis, Wolf Shaman, Zoza, Arite, Kavia, Deadman, Odin47, Fardor, Root, and Dectilo. Congratulations guys, I'm sure you deserved them. And remember, to see the rest of the list, just click in the link in below. So we move on to chapter news, and there isn't a lot. Well, rather there is. However, most of what there is could be an Ordocast in itself, especially when it comes to Star Wars: The Old Republic. However, with this week we're going to start with Ark, Survival Evolved, and the announcement that the Ichthyosaurus dossier has been released on Steam. And if you don't know what this is, it's a prehistoric dolphin-typed dinosaur. Looks pretty cool. And yes, it will be mountable. And there is some new patch notes as well, and some added features such as stone walls, stone wall foundations, and metal water tanks. And for the rest, just check below for a little spoiler. It's got the rest of the information in. And of course, that leads us irrevocably into Star Wars: The Old Republic, and there is copious amounts of information that come out, thanks to the announcement that Knights of the Fallen Empire, the new digital expansion, which comes out in October, has been announced. And there is just so much information for this, it is unreal. Everything from being able to make one level 60 character, to new stories, new ways your companions are affected. There is just so much here. One of the biggest bits of news to take away is that even though this brings us new story, it isn't individual class stories. Much like they have been doing, it's a story that affects everyone, and most of the content is single player content. I can't stress that enough. Most of the content that will be in the new expansion is mostly single player content. So I'll let that sink in, and what I'll do, I'll provide links to some of the greatest sources so you guys can check it out for yourself. And of course I will throw in the trailer for Knights of the Fallen Empire below. Also this week we saw a patch update, and the biggest thing to take away from that is that character transfers have been reduced in price for a few weeks. The character transfer price is now down to 90 cartel coins. There was an announcement by the lead devs. Again, I will put that in a spoiler below so you guys can look at that as you wish. So, if you have characters on other servers and you want to bring them into the fold into Ordo, now is the time to start moving them. We move on now to Guild Wars 2, and the 23rd of June saw a major patch. I mean, this thing is absolutely huge. This itself could be an Ordocast. Just to go through all the information, there seems to be a lot of changes and a lot of additions. So Guild Wars 2 players, just go past the jump and you'll find a spoiler below containing all that beautiful, amazing information that you so desperately require. And PlanetSide 2 news now rather, and that is that the PS4 version of PlanetSide 2 is still seeing European servers down due to some technical issues. They are aware of it and they are doing their best to fix it. However, don't be surprised if it does take a couple of more days, because apparently this is quite an extensive bug, and so far only seems to be affecting PlayStation 4 players. However, if you're a European player of PlanetSide 2 and you're noticing issues, please post below. And unfortunately that's it for chapter news. As I said, it's a very slow news week, but we will move on to gaming news. And over the last 2 weeks it's been quite abundant with the news of new titles, old titles making a comeback, revamped games, expansions and so on. And to talk about them would just take hours upon hours in itself. So to save a little time, please check your preferred gaming news site, be it MMORPG.com, PC Gamer, Eurogamer or IGN. and you'll find what you need to know there, hopefully. Or if you just want a general roundup, just check our own forum boards, especially in the gaming discussions or the Ordocast E3 roundup threads. And again, I will post links below. And in entertainment news, we've actually had our very first teaser trailer for Independence Day Resurgence, along with some news of concept art that's been released. And for those that have been paying attention, there was an Independence Day Resurgence panel quite recently showing all the casts that are going to be in there. And yes, Brent Spiner is back, along with a few of the old goodies we remember from Independence Day. I will have a spoiler below, because the IDR4 panel was quite long. It's about 30 minutes, but it was great to see the cast interacting and doing what they do, and it really is a lot of fun to watch, so I'll leave that down below, along with links for the concept art and the teaser trailer that came out. But don't expect much, as it was only about 19 seconds long. And in other news, Jurassic World, the dinosaur drama that has smashed box office records by becoming the fastest film to make $1 billion at cinemas. That's around about £650 million, just to give you some perspective. The film, which stars Chris Pratt, made £19 million at the UK box office alone in its first weekend. And the Guinness World Record said that the film, the latest installment in the Jurassic Park saga, made $1 billion worldwide in 13 days from June 10th. That puts it ahead of the previous record holder, which was Fast and Furious 7, which took 17 days to make that much. So it looks like Jurassic Park is definitely back on everyone's radar. And unfortunately, sadder news in the entertainment industry, James Horner, the award-winning composer responsible for the music of films like Titanic, Avatar and Apollo 13, has sadly passed away. He died in a plane crash on Monday at the age of 61. His music has been a part of some of the best-loved films in the last 30 years, including titles such as Braveheart, Apollo 13, Jumanji, Titanic, Deep Impact, Casper, Hocus Pocus, Star Trek 3, Perfect Storm, Avatar and The Amazing Spider-Man, and so many others. And unlike many, James Horner was able to pass away doing something that he loved, which was flying. And like Leonard Nimoy and many others, he is now amongst the stars. So from all of us here at Ordo, we just wish to say goodbye. Thank you for some terrific music that moved us and made the films what they were, and we thank you. Moving on now to platform news. Steam have announced that their controllers have nearly sold out, and that you should buy now to ensure that your pre-order can be met on the new Star controller, as they only have 12% of their pre-order stock that remains. So if you want to snag yourself a little Steam kit, now is the time to buy to ensure that you get your Steam controller at launch. And of course, we do have a random YouTube video coming out, and it's something that I'm sure will make you giggle. Now, this Ordocast is a little short. That's because there's just, in some respects, there's not a lot of news, but the news that there is just too much to go through. And to be honest, I could make 3 Ordocasts out of everything that is here. It is just great to see that the community is progressing on with their games. It's great to see there's a lot of activity report coming out of games such as WildStar, Star Wars The Old Republic, Ark, and it's good to see that there's talks of new chapter development such as Final Fantasy and so on and so forth. So, although this is only a very short one, I promise you the next Ordocast, episode 5, will be a lot longer. And Ordocast episode 5 will also be something of a special one, as it's going to be the very first Ordocast to go out live. It is going to be broadcast over YouTube and Twitch.tv, assuming I can get it set up correctly, and there will be live announcements and live Q&A. And also, as you've noticed, between each Ordocast there's a different theme depending on the title. We've had 8-Bit Ordo this episode, which is Pixel Pile. We had episode 2 and episode 1. And I tried to come up with something a little different with each Ordocast, but if you guys have any suggestions, episode names or episode themes to follow, such as, say, weapons and MREs, and the background might have a bullet flying through the air and crashing through a stake or something. If you guys have any suggestions, please feel free to just comment below and I will take a look take the best ideas and I'll use that for future Ordocast episodes. But for now, I'm Esfer. This is episode 4, Pixel Pile, and this was the Ordocast. I hope you guys have a great day, a great night, or a great morning, wherever you are, or whenever you're listening to this, and I'll see you again in episode 5.